Hello YouTubers, and welcome back to the Holtz Mitchell channel and this week's product review. It's been a while since I've done one. Been laid up with the thumb. As usual, or I should say as always, I do not receive any payment for the products that I showcase in my reviews. I'm just a satisfied customer, kind of like old Jake Kilroy. In response to Chuck Bomerito's question, we're taking a look today at cooling fluid, and this is from Jokisch. I'm going to pronounce it the German way. This is the coolant and sawing fluid CBF. This is what I use in the mill here and also in the lathe. You guys have seen the coolant flowing over some of the work pieces. Now this one, there was a lot of cutting oil in the mill, so when I put in the first charge of this, it took on a little bit of a brownish tint, and that's probably, my guess is, because of the cutting oil that was in the machine. This is, let me zoom in here, let me hold this up and zoom in. So that way you guys can see what we're talking about here. This is a 5-liter can. I'm not sure what it costs stateside over here. It's quite a bit money, but well worth it. Now the neat thing about this stuff is it doesn't go rancid. I put in 5 liters of this stuff in the lathe along with quite a bit of water. I've made it stronger over the years because of the lubrication properties of this stuff. So that way when I'm turning aluminum, I get a pretty good finish on it. And it works well on aluminum, believe it or not, especially on the mill here. When I'm cutting aluminum with one of the face mills, it doesn't do quite as good as WD-40, but you don't have to be ashamed of the cut when you're done with it. It looks pretty good. This stuff, like I said, it cleanses the machines quite well, and it doesn't go rancid. 2 years that stuff's been in the lathe, and it's just as fresh as the day it went in. Now, I'm not sure what kind of pH your water has, you know, at your locale, or what pH this stuff was formulated for, but my guess is just run-of-the-mill groundwater, like you have in any municipal water system. So you'll probably see some similar life expectancy out of this stuff when you get it. They say to mix it up to 1 to 15 to 1 to 20. I mix it probably a little stronger, probably about 1 to 8. Just depends on, you know, how it's running. Now in the mill I run it quite a bit stronger than I do in the lathe. In the lathe it looks like skim milk. In the mill here it looks kind of like chocolate milk. Little bit thin, but kind of like chocolate milk. So far I've been happy with this product. Can't really say much bad about, you know, there's nothing bad I can say about it. There's really not much to report other than it's just coolant. It doesn't foam, it doesn't stink, and best of all, it hasn't gone bad. So hopefully that'll help you, Chuck, answer your question. I'll take you mobile here and show you guys some of the machines, how they've cleaned up. Okay, here you can see where the coolant runs off the tail end of the lathe here, and it picks up all the gunk and grime that's been accumulating over the years. Here you can see original finish, or I should say the crud, and right here the streaks are where the coolant runs off the end of the bed, and the cross slide here is cleaned up considerably. Now when you look down below, down in this arch here below, right here, you can see there's a bunch of gunk and grime still on there, and that's what the top of the cross slide used to look like. And now it's pretty nice. It does inhibit rust. It doesn't prevent it completely, but it does cut down on it considerably. Now the compound here, it was also greasy and grimy pretty bad, and so is the rest of this. So you can see how this is cleaned up considerably. The whole cross slide is, when I get to running it more frequently, it does clean up quite a bit. So YouTubers, that's this week's product review. Hope that was any kind of help to you. If there's any questions, by all means, jump in on the conversation in the comment section below and give your 2 cents worth. I hope this answers Chuck Bomerito's question, and for those of you too who've been following along in the discussion. So we'll see you again soon.